A very good morning and a cool welcome to you, dear students, to your geography class. Today we will be doing chapter 5, Winds part 1. Now by looking at this picture over here at the background, you can see a boy flying his kite. It's a beautiful kite is flying. Some of you must have definitely flown a kite, right students? Some of you have definitely flown a kite, right? Now when you're flying a kite, you must have noticed that the wind is raising up the kite. You can see here also, the wind when you're flying the kite, the wind raises the kite up. That's why it goes up in the air. Also you can see in this picture, windmills. These are called windmills. Now when you're going to your native place or some other places by train, then you must have seen along the fields the windmills. Now how does this windmills move? It's because of the winds. The winds rotate these things, and that's why the windmills are moving. It rotates the fans of the windmills and it starts moving. Alright, so we are going to watch and learn today about winds and different types of winds. What are different types of winds, how it works, how does it move, in which direction it moves. We are going to learn all this. So let's fly in these winds. Okay children, come on, let's go. Firstly, let's do an activity, children. It's called the winds activity. Now look at the videos and tell me what is happening in video 1 and video 2. This is video 1, this is video 2. Okay, you'll have to answer 2 questions. Alright, from where do you feel the winds are coming from? I repeat, from where do you feel the winds are coming from? And second, name the places where you saw the winds in the clips. Name the places where you saw the winds in the clips. Now let us play the video and see it. This is video 1. Okay, you have seen the first clip. Now, where do you feel these winds are coming from? They're coming from somewhere. Where do you feel it's coming from? Now see the second clip. So from these two clips, you must have guessed and will know how the winds and from where it is coming from. Also, I want you to tell me the places where you saw the winds in the clips. Name the places in the clips. And let's go ahead. Today we will be learning about what are winds, direction of winds, planetary winds, easterlies, westerlies, and polar winds. Valley breeze, mountain breeze, sea breeze, land breeze, and seasonal winds. That is a monsoon. Alright. We will now watch the explanation of the part 1. I want you to watch the explanation very carefully, students. Alright.
Chapter 8, Winds. Introduction. Dear students, we have already studied air pressure. Some regions on Earth experience high air pressure. Some other regions experience low air pressure. Air has a tendency to move horizontally from a high pressure area to a low pressure area. The movement of air is called wind. In this lesson, we are going to study wind in detail. Types of winds. There are three main types of winds. A. Planetary winds. B. Local winds. And C. Seasonal winds. Planetary winds. The planetary winds are called by this name because they occupy an extensive area on the planet Earth. These winds blow all round the year. Planetary winds in different regions of the world are called the easterlies, the westerlies, and the polar winds. A. Easterlies. The easterlies blow from the mid-latitudinal high-pressure belt to the equatorial low-pressure belt. They generally blow from east to west. That is why they are called the easterlies. B. Westerlies. The westerlies blow regularly from the mid-latitudinal high-pressure belt to the subpolar low-pressure belt. In both the hemispheres, these winds blow from west to east. That is why they are called the westerlies. C. Polar winds. Winds that blow from the polar high-pressure belts to the subpolar low-pressure belts are called polar winds. The direction of these winds is generally from east to west. Local winds. The movement of air due to specific local conditions during certain periods are called local winds. Local winds blow within a relatively limited area. The effect of local winds is seen on the climate of the region where they blow. These winds are known by various names. The two main types are A. Valley and mountain winds, and B. Land and sea breeze. A. Valley and mountain winds. During the day, air on the mountain tops gets heated faster. As a result, it becomes lighter and moves upwards. The air in the valley is not very hot. The air pressure is higher in the valley region than on the mountain top. Hence, wind movements start from the valley to the mountain top. These winds are called valley winds. At night, mountain tops cool down faster, whereas the air in the valley is warmer. As a result, the air pressure near the mountain top is greater than the air pressure in the valley region. Now, winds start blowing from the mountain top towards the valley. These are called mountain winds. B. Land and sea breeze. During the day, the land in coastal areas gets heated faster than the sea water. The air on the land becomes hotter and the air pressure becomes low. On the other hand, the sea water gets heated slowly and the air there is less hot. Therefore, the air pressure is high. As a result, winds blow from the sea to the land. They are called sea breezes. At night, the land cools down faster than the sea. The air pressure is higher on land. At the same time, the air pressure on the sea is low. Therefore, winds blow from the land to the sea. They are called land breezes. Land and sea breezes are seen only in the coastal region. Besides these, there are other local winds blowing in different regions due to specific conditions. Foel, Chinook, Bora, and Lu are some examples of such other local winds. Seasonal winds. Winds that blow in particular seasons are called seasonal winds. The monsoon winds that blow over India are the best examples of seasonal winds. The monsoon winds change their direction in summer and winter. India, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Japan, the West Indies, and Australia receive rain from monsoon winds.
Students, you have seen the explanation, and let me give you a quick recap of what we have learned. First is change in direction of winds. We have learned that the air pressure is not uniform across the Earth's surface. Air moves from the high pressure areas. Here you can see the high pressure areas. These are the high pressure areas over here, to to the low pressure areas from here to here. You can see here, high pressure to low pressure, high pressure to low pressure, and from high pressure to low pressure here, right? High pressure to low pressure here. All the red lines you can see from high pressure to low pressure. Winds are generated due to this movement. Greater the pressure, greater the velocity. Velocity means speed. Speed of the wind. If the pressure is great, the wind speed is more. Pressure is low, the wind speed is less. Wind velocity is measured in units of knots or kilometers per hour. There is a unit called as knots or kilometers per hour. Wind changes direction due to the rotation of the earth. The earth is rotating, right? Because of the rotation of the earth, the wind changes direction different ways. As you can see over here, the wind is changing direction. That is because of the rotation of the earth. Now let us look at planetary winds, which are easterlies is one part. There are three parts of it: easterlies, westerlies and polar winds. Now winds which are blown by the direction from which they blow are called as planetary winds. For example, I told you westerlies are winds that blow from west to east. They blow from west to east. Easterlies blow from east to west. East to west. Now polar winds, they blow from the polar region. From the polar region they blow. And let us look at planetary winds. Some winds blow regularly on the earth from high to low pressure area. From high to low pressure area. From high to low pressure area. Throughout the year. These winds cover a large portion of the earth. See, the entire earth it is covering. Hence these are called as planetary winds. For example, the easterlies, westerlies and the polar winds. First let us look at easterlies. That is this area. See, easterlies. Look within this area of this red marked space. In the northern hemisphere. This is the northern hemisphere. They blow from northeast to southwest. Northeast to southwest. Whereas in the southern hemisphere, this is the southern hemisphere, they blow from southeast to northwest. Southeast to northwest. They blow from high pressure between the 25 degrees to 35 degrees parallel. Here also 25 to 35 degrees. That is their space. Between that space, they are moving from that high pressure to low pressure. From high pressure to low pressure. To the equatorial low pressure belt. Now let's go to the next one, which is westerlies and the polar winds. Then westerlies in the southern hemisphere, over here southern hemisphere, they blow from northwest to southeast. Northwest to southeast. This is the westerlies. And in the northern hemisphere, they blow from southwest to northeast. Here you can see southwest to northeast. These winds blow from mid-latitudinal high pressure belt to subpolar low pressure belt. Here also you can see the same thing. From mid-latitudinal high pressure belt to subpolar low pressure belt. Near the 60 degrees parallel, around this 60 degrees. Around here 60 degrees parallel. Now next is polar winds. Here you can see here this is polar winds. This is polar winds. They blow from east to west. Here also east to west, in that direction. Now these winds blow from high pressure belt to subpolar low pressure belt. That is from 55 to 65 degrees. Alright. So I hope you have understood this entire part. We'll continue in the next part, the remaining part of the chapter. I hope you have understood this part very well. Thank you.